Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for frugal parenting. All right, if you're new here, hello, I'm Claire. Welcome to my channel. I'm a very frugal human. It's my way of life, and it bleeds over into all facets of it, including parenting. If you want to see my top life habits and lifestyle sort of frugal hacks, I will leave that video down below. But in this one, I'm going to specifically be talking about parenting. Now, I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and let me tell you, if you have children, if you're pregnant right now, basically the first thing that happens when you have a baby is everybody gives you stuff at a baby shower. You are also bombarded with online forums, mom groups, everyone in your life telling you all the things that you need. And I know that everyone else has experienced this too, like the mountain of stuff that was purchased for said baby, and the actual amount that was used was a lot less. So right off the bat, when you become a parent, there's a lot of excess involved. So I learned pretty quickly some of the things that I really didn't need, things that were a little bit gimmicky, and it kind of just continued on through my parenting style, and it's just felt like very natural to me to be a frugal parent because I am a frugal human after all. All right, let's get right into it. My number 1 tip, the most important tip, the tip you'll see on every single list like this, and that is shop secondhand. And I can't reiterate this more, especially with children, with toys, with clothing, with shoes, with snow pants. I live in Michigan, so we need to buy boots and snow pants every year. Things like that, get them secondhand. And sometimes you might need to explore some other ways of getting things secondhand other than the traditional thrift store. I myself love a good thrift hunt. I love spending the day, especially with my mom. That's a thing we like to do together. Not so much in the COVID times, but in the pre-COVID times, we would spend a whole day at thrift stores going through every single thing on the rack and finding those gems. But if you're not that kind of person, there are a lot of ways to buy things secondhand. Get on the Facebook Marketplace, join your local mom to mom group, because that is one that I have found to be very, very helpful. Because other than the Facebook Marketplace, it's a little bit more specialized. You can find, more of a specific thing that you need a lot easier. I love the mom to mom groups. You can also go to mom sales, and this is a great way to sell some of the things you have as well, which is also super frugal. When it comes to kids things, they outgrow things so quickly, and it's ridiculous to buy brand new things all the time. Not only is it terrible for the environment, guys, but also your kids don't wear them for that long, half a year, sometimes less than that if we're in the middle of a growth spurt, especially with shoes. That really happens to us in our family. My next tip for you is to shop at the end of the season. I know a lot of people do this with clothes. Buy your shorts at the very end of the summer when they're on sale. You can't even describe the feeling when you hit up the Target clearance rack and all of their little boy shorts are $2.40. Please tell me that happens to other people and you're just like, yes. I definitely shop this way all the time. I always, no matter what store I'm in, I always hit up the clearance rack and I see what I can get in the next size up for my oldest child. And I keep just a bag in his closet, and I've got stuff in there for him from now till a few years from now. Not a whole wardrobe, but enough to kind of supplement in to the things that I can't find that are thrifted. And I know that that's one that a lot of people do, shop for clothes at the end of season, but I want you to think about maybe extending that to other parts of your parenting. Things like holidays. Get your Valentine's at the end of after Valentine's Day. Get your Christmas things at the end, right after Christmas, stuff like that. Halloween decorations, Halloween costumes. There is so much that you can get on sale, on clearance at the end of the season that will help you all throughout the year. I even like to keep a bin of Christmas gifts, and I actually have a spreadsheet on my computer so I don't forget what I've bought, because you don't want to buy things twice, because that will really not save you any money. But when I find something on clearance at the end of the season, on the end cap of somewhere for 50% off, I buy it, I throw it in the Christmas bin, and I write it down on my spreadsheet. And then by the time Christmas rolls around or birthdays, I already have a head start on it, and it's like money that I didn't have to budget into Christmas, so that always saves me as well. My next tip for you guys is to stay organized, and that doesn't maybe seem like a frugal tip, but I'm serious. If you take care of your kids' like toys, items, clothing, they're going to last longer. They're not going to break. You're not going to have to replace them. I know that most people, including myself, have like a part of their children's room that's just like tons of like tiny plastic stuff, whether it's like toys from Happy Meals or like little chintzy stuff. And it's really easy for that to get scattered all over, or for toys to be left on the ground. And I find that just staying really organized, taking care of all those little tiny pieces of plastic and make sure they're in the right bin, my kids actually play with them more. They don't get bored and ask for new toys. And also the toys last a lot longer because I'm taking care of them. I also do this with clothing. I use high quality laundry detergent. I make sure that I treat stains, and I try to make their clothing last a long time too. And that's just really good frugal habits for your life in general, but especially with kids. Also in the sort of organization sort of category, I also like to do my laundry like every day. I do a load of laundry every single day. I know some people like to do like laundry day and do like all the laundry for the week on one day. I find that doing it every day means we don't have to own as many clothing items. I don't need stacks and stacks and stacks of clothes. We don't let the clothing pile up in front of our washing machine. We wash it and then they wear it again the next day. Of course, that's something that you're gonna have to be on top of if that's a route you wanna go. But I find we just have to own less clothing. Everyone in the family just owns less clothing because we do laundry all the time. Another good frugal sort of organizational habit that we have is we swap out toys for the kids. I find that if you have a lot of toys and they're all over all the time, your kids get bored with them. So I find that we swap things out in the basement. So every once in a while, we'll bring something up from the basement. The kids will be super into it for a while. And then when it dies down, we take it back down in the basement and bring another thing up. You could do this in bins with smaller things. We like to do it with our trampoline, with the sit and spins. We have like a beanbag toss game that we'll bring up. We even have a big bouncy house that we'll bring up every once in a while. And that definitely keeps the toys fresh and interesting for the kids, and we don't have to keep buying more things to give them stuff to do. All right, number 4 tip for you guys is take advantage of free and low cost activities. Now, this is a really obvious one. If you can do something fun for the family and it's free, then obviously that's going to save you money. So check out your local mom to mom group. Again, they usually post like free events happening in your city. But I also want you to maybe open up your mind and maybe your Facebook pages to looking at some more maybe community center or parks and rec sort of ideas. Most cities, even if they're really small, have some sort of community center. For a lot of small towns, it's often the library. Libraries always have good stuff going on in them. I know, like, because of COVID, everything isn't perfect right now, but generally speaking, libraries like have tons of stuff for kids to do. Usually all summer they've got things going on. I live in like a slightly larger city, so we have a really great parks and rec department with all sorts of things, classes you can take, dance classes, karate classes, and all that kind of stuff. And now I know that it's common for people to want to pay a lot of money for their kids to be on like a special sports team in their city, in a soccer club or in a hockey club, or expensive dance lessons at, you know, a nice studio and all that kind of stuff. And while I'll admit, I'm a child that did get to do that stuff, I tap danced at a lovely studio and competed in competitions and all that kind of stuff. But as an adult raising my own kids, if you don't think your child is going to be a professional dancer when they grow up, it's just like really not worth it to pay the extra money for those dance lessons when they could do it at a community center and still get the great sort of lessons that you learn from doing something like that, like working as a team, coordination, fitness, like that kind of stuff. They'll still get all of that at a community center doing a community league, you know, baseball team rather than like a private team. They still learn how to lose. You still learn how to, you know, listen to the person in charge. Like, your kids will still learn all of those lessons at a community center. And my last tip for you guys is teach your kids the ways of the frugal life. Now, this, could go a lot of ways. I would never want my children to feel insecure about money. I would never want my kids to be like thinking about money or being worried about money. That's not what I mean. You don't need to sit down with your kid and be like, well, this costs this much money, so don't break it or you won't ever get one again and we'll be broke. Like, I don't believe in passing money anxieties onto your children. So let me just get that straight. I just mean generally, I want my kids to grow up and have a really good, healthy relationship with money. They might grow up and choose not to be like as frugal as I am, and like that's okay. I want them to make their own way, but I want them to have all the information and the knowledge about money to be able to do that. A good way to do this is let your child have a budget, whether they are the ages where they're getting like an allowance. I don't know how we're gonna navigate that just quite yet because my kids are really young. But like this Christmas, their aunt and uncle gave them each $20, and my oldest Fox is 5. I let him budget that. He really wanted, to buy like a skin from Minecraft. My oldest son is very much into like spending money digitally, which is kind of nice, honestly. But anyway, he wanted something from Minecraft and it was like $6. So we had to discuss, okay, you have $20 to spend. If you spend $6, like how much do you have left? Do you think that's worth it to you? Would you rather, what would you rather do with it? And initially when he got the $20, he asked me if he could keep it in the bank until he found something he really wanted. Oh, and it just warmed my frugal heart. So I think just having an open dialogue about money with your kids when they're really young like mine are is really, really smart. And as they get older, I've even had Fox, my 5-year-old, sit down with me while I'm paying bills. I want him to see how it works. I want him to see that you don't just order things on Amazon and then they just come and that's that. Like, no, we have jobs, we make money, and then we buy the things with them. I don't ever like make him feel stressed about it. I just want him to know that like this is how it works. And I know it's really easy as parents for us to just want to give our kids everything they want and ask for, especially if we're in a position to do so. It's very easy to do that. But I want to raise a child that has awareness of what money is, and so I think that that's important. All right, you guys, I probably could have been talking for like at least another hour on this because there's lots of little things that I do all the time as a frugal parent, whether it's like how we buy lunch or how we address going out to eat, or like there's a lot of stuff that I could have said, but I thought these would be like the most helpful. So if you really like this kind of content and you want to see more about this kind of stuff, please let me know down below. I know some of my like recent money videos have gotten like a little bit popular, so I know you guys are interested in living the frugal life in 2021. So let me know what you think down below, and of course come on back for more of this kind of stuff, whether it is me talking about money, me making some lovely inexpensive recipes or stuff like that. That's really where this channel is heading right now, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.